Hi, I'm Abby and I am on day 36 of 75 hard. It is currently 7:50 a.m. and we are getting ready for the day. Our first thing to do is our outdoor workout. It is now 8:10 a.m. and I'm going to get started on my outdoor workout. Today I'm going to start with the weighted hula hoop and then maybe do some jump rope and then I'm going to walk. So I guess now is a good time to actually talk about what the 75 hard challenge is, since I've not talked about it and it seems like forever. And I realize that some people can view my videos sometimes that don't really know what's going on. You have to complete two 45-minute workouts every day. One has to be outside and the workouts must be 3 hours apart, which failed me the first time. You have to drink a gallon of water every day, read at least 10 pages of a nonfiction book every day, take one progress photo every day, and stick to a diet of your choosing every single day. And the diet that I chose was personally no soda, no sweets such as candies, cookies, or cakes, things like that. Fast food only one time per week. My calorie count has to be under 2,200 calories every day, and no eating past 8 p.m. Also, let me clarify that with my calorie count, I did go buy the TD calculator, and that calorie count works perfect for me. I am not starving myself, and I can assure you of that. Nor would I ever want to starve myself. Your girl loves to eat. Now, obviously, a big reason why I chose to do 75 hard was to lose a little bit of weight. But aside from the weight loss, my biggest reason was to learn discipline. And anyone who knows anything about this challenge or has attempted it before know that it takes a crazy amount of discipline. So what am I most grateful for in my journey so far with 75 hard? At this moment, I would have to say it's probably my relationship with food. I had several bad food habits before this journey, and that's something that I'll get more into once I'm at the end of this journey. I did not have a good relationship with food at all. Food is fuel and you need food, but my relationship with food before this was entirely different than how it is now. So that would definitely have to be the number one thing that I'm thankful for so far that I've turned around in my life. It is 9:08 a.m. now, and I just got done with my workout. I did stay out here a little later today. Really, it's just one of those days to where I woke up in a really great mood, and I just wanted to push myself. Now we are about to go have breakfast, and I'm so excited. I've been kind of having to scrounge for breakfast things because we haven't gone grocery shopping in a little bit, and I didn't really want to until most of the things out of the fridge were gone. Anyways, last night my husband and I went to Publix and we picked up a few things mainly for breakfast, and later today we're going to go to Walmart and do some more grocery shopping. But I will show you the haul in just a second. Great workout though, and it already feels like a really great start to the day. I will say that I'm so grateful that I'm not having any leg or feet pains anymore. I was having such a big issue with shin splints until I got new shoes, and thankfully it's cured. It's cured. Fingers crossed that can keep up for a while. I feel so much better. I mean, I can just walk and walk and walk and not even feel them anymore, which is such a drastic difference. So I'm very grateful for that. Anyways, let's go inside and eat some breakfast. So here's our very teeny tiny little haul that we got from Publix. Like I said, I just mainly wanted some breakfast things. Green onions, baby spinach. I ended up getting this one because we had looked around at the other mangoes and they just didn't look like they were going to be ripe for a while. I don't know. And I really want to try one right now today. So hopefully this time these are good, because the last time, if you know, I had one that was unripe. Never had mango before, didn't know, and it was absolutely vile. So we'll try that again. I got some more hot pepper jelly. I don't know how this brand is gonna be, but I ran out of my other one, so it is what it is. I've got some of this Dave's Killer bread. It's thin sliced good seed bread. Never had this brand before. It looks good though. Also, this I'm very, very excited to try. This is chicken and maple breakfast sausage. I have never had anything quite like this. Also, I really love these two items just for a quick lunch. It's just their prepared chicken salad and some grapes. For our breakfast items, however, we are having the Dave's Killer bread, hot pepper jelly, spinach, eggs, green onion, these chicken and maple patties, cottage cheese, and some everything bagel seasoning. First, let's try this mango. So from everything I've read, it's supposed to be soft and juicy. The last time I had it, that was definitely not the case. This one feels softer. Okay, maybe it'll be okay. Wow, yeah, that's entirely different from what I had before. That was much better. This is delicious. So just off of first impressions, the bread looks really good, smells really good, feels really good. It is very tiny though, compared to, I think the last brand I got was Sola protein bread, and that one was much thicker, but I'm not sure the calorie difference. I know this right here is 70 calories by itself. Like, this is my hand. I just looked it up and the Sola protein bread was 90 calories for each slice. And they were much bigger than that. So maybe the flavor will just set me off. I don't know. Bit of pepper and some salt. We're gonna go ahead and put that to the side. Now we'll go ahead and make our toast. We're going to put some of this hot pepper jelly, some cottage cheese, oh, you guys, just looking at this right now, I'm getting so excited. The egg with spinach, a little everything bagel, and some green chives. And then of course on the side, our chicken sausage. I'm kind of feeling like I want a bit more cottage cheese as well. Normally I have more on the toast, but since this slice is so tiny, we'll just add a bit more. And there is our breakfast for this morning. Okay, so I think first we're obviously gonna have to try this chicken sausage. Be careful not to go into it thinking it's going to taste anything like regular pork sausage, because it does not. If you don't go into it thinking like that, it's not bad at all, really. I would say the flavor all around is a lot more mild than I'm used to. It's not bad, it's not bad. Now to get to my beloved toast. First thing first that I'm gonna say, and I've said it before, if you hate cottage cheese, you can barely taste it on here. I swear to you. I love cottage cheese. I wish I could taste it more, to be honest. I should have put much more, but this is so good. That bread is very, very good, I will say. Like, although it's super small, it is delicious. Literally my top favorite breakfast of all time. That hot pepper jelly is really good too, but maybe not as good as the last one I had. I ate that toast in like 2 seconds. So we were shopping at Publix, right? And you guys know how Publix has a huge bakery filled with cakes and all kinds of goods. I barely get tempted by sweets these days. Normally I'm pretty good to go, and I think a lot of that has to do with I've kind of replaced sweets like cakes, candies, and cookies with fruits. And that's a much better alternative for me. I found some way to kind of offset those cravings, right? Well, we went into Publix and there is a cake in there. I told you guys earlier about how my eating habits were not it back in the day. I would go to Publix and pick up this one particular cake and just inhale it pretty much. And I saw it yesterday. And I'm not even gonna lie, part of me was so tempted. I saw it, I remembered how like good it was, and it was a little difficult to kind of walk away. You know, I worked through it, but I will say that that temptation was very much there. Anyways, it is 10 a.m. now, and I think I'm going to clean up the kitchen a bit, and then I am going to probably go work on my small business. It's now 11:30 a.m. and I'm going to start working on my small business. I am not even entirely sure what I'm going to work on today. I have so many cutters for this time of the year. So this alone is like strict fantasy themed cutters. Think fairies and goblins and dragons and things like that. This one is strictly fall, like just changing into fall leaves and roasting marshmallows and campfires and mushrooms. And here, which is my fullest one of all, is pretty strictly Halloween, and I think that's where I'm going to start today because it just sounds kind of fun. This next collection I'm doing is just a big fall and Halloween collection together. I think we're going to work with this one today. I also wanted to update you on how my pieces turned out from my last vlog. I still have yet to sand them, but they are already glossed and they are so cute. It is now 1:10 p.m. I've just been working on getting some things done around the house, and now I'm going to eat some lunch. Today's lunch is super simple. It's just some of this Publix prepared chicken salad with some salt and pepper, cottage cheese, mango, and grapes. We'll do around half of this. And here is my lunch. I cannot get over the difference between this mango and the last one I had. I've been enjoying this kind of lunch a lot lately, to where it's just kind of grab and go. So one thing I was going to get from the grocery store that I just didn't end up getting was a red pepper hummus. So the story with that goes is I went to this restaurant and they had the red pepper hummus on the sandwich that was like overloaded with sauce. But anyways, I took off a small part of it that had just the hummus, and I think I really, really enjoyed it. What I'm curious about is, what do you like to do with hummus? Do you use it as just primarily a dip? Do you include it in other things? What do you use if you use it as a dip? Like, are you using crackers, or I don't know. Also, is that like one of the best flavors, or is there another flavor that you enjoy? Do you enjoy original hummus? Because I did see that. So one thing with the grocery shopping tonight, we're not going to get all that many groceries. We're really just going to get a few random things and things for the next 3 days for meals, but I did do something kind of cool. I mean, I don't know how cool it's gonna be, but HelloFresh, if you've heard of them, not sponsored in any way, by the way, I'm just a customer. It's pretty much a subscription meal kit prep delivery kind of thing. Like, they'll send you all the ingredients needed, tell you what to do, and then you make your meal pretty much. So I actually used them for quite a while, years and years back, and I enjoyed it for the most part. I'll say some meals were definitely very hit or miss, but I was also a learning cook back then. Now I feel very confident in my cooking abilities, and I absolutely love to cook, but back then, all I pretty much knew how to do was take something from a can and heat it up, or get a frozen pizza out of the freezer. I definitely did not know what the heck I'm doing, and don't get me wrong, sometimes I still don't know what I'm doing, but I feel much better in my abilities cooking wise than I did back then, by far. So that leads to now. I guess it's been such a long time since I've had a subscription with them that they kind of sent like a big old coupon. I got 7 days worth of groceries for dinner for him and I for a very, very incredibly low price, lower than I could ever get it at any grocery store, no matter how cheap I spent. So I was like, you know what? This seems like a prime opportunity to try it. It would be kind of cool to talk about the experience again and film every meal I make and everything, and I'll probably have like a big old video just talking about that. But yeah, we got some really interesting stuff. That box gets here next week, so all throughout next week for dinners, we'll be trying out these HelloFresh meals. I'm really curious to see if the portions have stayed the same. Like, a couple of these meals I had even back then. I'm curious about the flavors. I'm curious about everything, you know? And now it's also interesting because I'm much more confident in my cooking abilities. Like, back then I was stressed doing some of this mess, and now every meal that I saw, you know, I'm like, yeah, I can do it. I think it'll be very interesting, and I really just could not pass up that deal. It's now 1:40 p.m. and I think I'm going to go do my indoor workout. It's now 2:14 p.m. and I'm gonna go ahead and get my inside workout out of the way. I'll try this one. This is a 4,500 steps beginner walk and dance workout, 45 minutes. I will of course leave what I'm doing in the description down below. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. 3:09 p.m. and we are done with the inside workout. That was actually a really great workout. I feel very good after it. So I'm now going to go take a shower. It is now 4:11 p.m. and my husband actually just got the grocery shopping done since we didn't have all that much to pick up. So this is our haul for today. We've got chicken and beef broth, oyster sauce, cilantro, corn tortillas, tomatoes. We've got a rotisserie chicken, Mexican cheese, sharp cheddar cheese sticks. I got these just because I kind of like to snack on them. Oranges, limes. We've got a pork shoulder. We've got 2 things of these beef stir fries, some mushrooms, some red onion, and yellow onion. Tonight we are going to be doing something a bit different. We are going to be cooking on the griddle, and I'm very excited for that. This is a meal that I'm really looking forward to, but before we go down to the griddle, I need to go ahead and get our rice cooked. So these are the ingredients that I'm using for dinner tonight besides the rice. We've got garlic, ginger, yellow onion, mushrooms, broccoli, green onion, some beef broth, brown sugar, sesame seed oil, oyster sauce, hoisin sauce, soy sauce, cornstarch, red pepper, and our beef stir fry. First, I'm going to go ahead and dice up our onion and get this stir fry to be a little bit more diced up as well. I just cut these into smaller pieces. Into this bowl, we're gonna add our soy sauce, our oyster sauce, some sauce, our brown sugar, crushed garlic, some red pepper flakes, some beef broth, and some cornstarch, and our ginger. Into this bowl, we're gonna go ahead and add our beef, cornstarch, sesame oil. I'm gonna toss this all together, and then we want to let this marinate for at least 10 minutes. This is actually our first time doing this in so long because it's been so hot over the summer. All right, we're gonna go ahead and add our steak. It is about to be smelling extra good. Alrighty, at this point we're gonna mix everything together. And now for the final step, we add our sauce. So we're gonna start out with a bed of rice. we're gonna top with our green onion and our sesame seeds. And there are our little beef and broccoli bowls. So I really like it. I got a little too much ginger. My husband just said that adding a fried egg right on top would have been perfect, and I totally agree. I think if I made it again, I would do that. It is now 7:48 p.m. We got done eating, did a lot of cleaning around the house, and played a little board game together, and then we laid down on the couch watching TV, and I guess we just absolutely passed out. I'm quite tired at this point, and I really don't even feel like doing anything else. I am about to just go get in bed and read. Yeah, normally at the end of these videos, I normally have something I like to call hobby talk. It's not happening tonight, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.